Hi, I'm Dominique Wilkins, reminding you about the importance of keeping your kids safe, educated about the dangers of bullying, gangs, and violence. The Gang Resistance Education and Training, or GREAT program, does that with the help of the police officers. Officers around the world have taught this program to over 6 million children. The GREAT Foundation was created to provide financial support for the program. With your help, the foundation can help build safe communities, one child at a time. To get more information, go to greatfoundationinc.org.
And that's former Atlanta Hawks basketball great Dominique Wilkes, who volunteered his time to produce that public service announcement for the GREAT Foundation. Now, I recently sat down with him to talk about how it's important to keep young men and women out of gangs and how he was able to avoid falling into the wrong crowd growing up in Maryland.
I was born in Sorbonne, France, outside of Paris, but I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland.
What was that like?
It was rough. It was rough growing up, but in my neighborhood, it was a close-knit neighborhood, but that neighborhood, you had to basically be in a gang to go from 100 blocks to the next. And the thing that was great for me is that I played ball. Mm-hmm. And if you're a great basketball player or potentially would become someone had a chance to play on a very high level, it was hands off. You got to pass. And Baltimore in those days had the highest crime rate in America. Wow. So I know it firsthand.
Wow. So did you actually see, or were you ever a victim or close friends, a victim of violence?
Well, yeah, I've had friends who were victim of violence, but it was a lot of neighborhood guys who kind of took me on their wing for whatever reason, mm-hmm. and just taught me how to, first of all, it taught me respect, taught me how to respect others, but more importantly, taught me how to take care of myself. Mm-hmm. And so I owe them a lot for that. You know, a lot of them, someone was trying guys. They were volatile people, but they kept me out of trouble, and they showed me positive ways, which is missing today. A lot of those guys in neighborhoods today don't give those same young kids that kind of guidance.
Right. Wow. And you agreed to do the PSA for the GREAT program. Mm-hmm. Why is this program crucial, important for kids today?
Well, I think it's important for kids because first of all, it gives them a safe haven to be around, get educated on other things than just our neighborhood. You know, I think what it does is give them a chance to fulfill dreams that they have, and the only way you can do that is have educational tools in front of you and people who care to kind of implement those programs so you can have those opportunities.
Right, and through the GREAT program, you know, the gang resistance education and training, the training is actually done by police officers in uniform. They go in the schools and train the elementary and middle school age children. When you were growing up, what was your neighborhood's view of police officers back then?
In the 60s and 70s, it wasn't very good.
No.
Back then, but you know, over time, you know, I think, of course, across the world, things have gotten so much better.
Yeah.
And the involvement that the police have within the communities has been nothing but positive. They lend their time and their efforts to go in and educate children on positive things or how to handle certain situations, because what do you do when you're a kid and you're confronted with bullies? Mm-hmm. You know, how do you handle that? And it takes someone in law enforcement, so people who've been out there going through what these kids are going through, to give them some correct guidance on how they need to handle situations.
And still to come this morning, hear from some of the students who are in the GREAT program, their reactions and how it changed their lives, coming up.